When you're creating your campaign, one of the important parts of setting it up properly is to make sure you're importing your prospects in your spreadsheet correctly. You'll want to make sure it's in CSV format, and you'll also want to follow a nice format like this. We've created this template, which is available in our help docs, to make it easy for you to format your CSV import correctly. What's nice is it's very simple. Using one header row across the top, make sure you've got a name for each column. That's going to help you figure out what your text replacements are when you're wanting to insert that information into your email for personalization. You can also add as many additional columns as you'd like. So these are some standard ones that we find pretty common, but you can add as many additional columns as you'd like. Each one of those columns will still get imported to Mailshake to use as a text replacement. So once you've got your CSV spreadsheet ready to go, on that import step, you're going to want to drag that file here and drop it, or you can click Choose File. And then you're going to just want to quickly review this preview right here. It's going to show you all of the fields that are in your spreadsheet, or the columns that are getting imported, to make sure everything that you want is getting imported. Now, this next step below, after you've reviewed this, is the really important part. This is what's going to make your text replacements work easily and also make sure that information flows nicely if you're connected to a CRM. And then lastly, it just makes it nice and easy to read everything in Mailshake. It's basically telling Mailshake, hey, these special fields that you use, this is what I want you to put in those spots or for this information. So for example, make sure that the correct column is mapping to email. You'll have a drop down here that's going to let you choose from all the fields in your spreadsheet. So if Mailshake accidentally assumed the incorrect one, remember it's just a computer doing this, so it's not a human. If it selected the wrong one, you can select the correct one from that drop down. Then click on the next one, make sure the right thing is going here. I tend to find on full name, sometimes people just have a first and a last name. That's actually something we're going to be adding more functionality for. In this case, you could just map first name to that full name column if you'd like. That should be just fine. Just make sure it is the name of the person versus like industry name or company name, because sometimes that can get incorrectly mapped here. Next, if you've got any social media accounts you're linking or wanting to import the URLs for those, you can select those right here. If you don't have them, feel free to leave them blank. I'm leaving these blank right here. And then next, the last one is phone number and company. Go ahead and make sure those are mapped correctly. Now, you might be wondering, well, I've got all these other things on, like I've got domain here, or I've got like a personal touch. I've got all these other fields. Where do I map those? Don't worry, you don't have to map those. These ones right here are just telling Mailshake these are these specific fields that are kind of important parts of Mailshake that I'm going to use. The rest of those fields are also going to get imported as well, and they're just going to retain the same name as your column header. So it's just going to say, personal touch, if that's what that column header was called. So just make sure you've done all this, and then click Import Prospects. It might take a few minutes to process this file. Usually this goes really quickly. I only have about 10 prospects on my list, so that's why it went super, super fast. It might take a little bit longer if you've got a larger list. Now, it's going to tell you if there's prospects that are part of any other campaign in case you don't want to import them to this campaign. We do allow you to import prospects to multiple campaigns, so this is a good one to double check. Let's say all of these, prospects, oh, wait, they're in another campaign. I don't want them added to this one. I can click remove. That'll remove them from the import. We also highlight if you've got any generic email addresses. We recommend removing those for deliverability, just to make sure that you're not going to be ending up in, the general inbox, like a hello inbox or support inbox or something, where you could get flagged for spam. Now, we know that's not completely industry specific. Some industries may only operate with a general email like that. So just kind of use that advice where it works for you. And then lastly, this is going to tell you how many prospects are getting added to the campaign. As always, we recommend using the list cleaning tool. It basically is going to tell you if your emails on your list are good, bad, or risky. We have another guide for that in our help docs that you can check out if you have any questions about our list cleaner. So then I'll just click next here. This is sending settings. So this is a little separate from the spreadsheet import, but helpful to know if you're going to be tracking opens and link clicks. And then you'll click sequence, and your prospects have been imported to Mailshake.